Yeah. How do I sound with it when I hit the ground? 100-mile finish. My moment now ain't no mouse in this. I'm on the prowl and my style fitted. My time, give me high fives. Get a picture of the wise guy. What's a wave to a high tide? Never stop when you my size. Man, it's my, I said it's my moment. I said it's my moment. I came here to own it. Man, it's my moment. Man, it's my, I said it's my moment.
Close game 5 to start us off, but the Gauntlet manages to continue with the challenges, heading towards those semi-finals with Tiki-Taka, of course, waiting, as well as Gaming Gamers, who had that long run last week. Jake, who's going to make the long run this week? Is there somebody who could do a Gaming Gamers type run?
Yep, Gaming Gamers. I believe in them again. They were awesome.
Well, I mean, Gaming Gamers make a small run, but what else? I think Serrani have everything in them to make that long run, of course. Who, as you know, not a wild take whatsoever, but I think they'll make it through today if they're playing. Although I will be saying, they didn't clean sweep out. In fact, they're still playing against Reborn Titans, who don't have a very well-known team. So. Maybe not great signs early on.
Maybe not. I mean, they're in the same side as Gaming Gamers as well, so one of those teams will get knocked out today. So I'm excited for that match.
We'll be heading
if it happens, like you're saying. If it happens. 2-2 at the moment. Wow.
Oh, 2-2. Last update I had was 2-1. And for those who don't know, just since we're here on this screen, Reborn Titans is Corrupt, Bans, and Cynical, and I kind of know Corrupt and Cynical. Corrupt gets talked about as a big up-and-comer player from OCE. I've seen Cynical around a little bit, have no clue whatsoever who Bans is.
I haven't heard of Bans either, but they're doing something right, or Serrani are doing something wrong, like you're saying. Either way,
I like the second one. That's a great take, Jake.
Well, it's true. I mean, what? Serrani, Kaka coming from ground zero. You'd expect these guys to fly through the Challenger Series.
Especially like any team with Kaka, I feel should be consistent.
Something's going on, Yummy.
And you guys are going to find out nothing about that Serrani roster because we are going to be covering That's Crazy versus Uncheerful. And that's right, we're following them on. Dover said, well, it's going to be a wash between Serrani and Chiaroscurus, so we're going to do That's Crazy versus Uncheerful Ends, despite me begging to do the other series. But you know what? We get to see more of the Nate gang.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't begging; you were getting replaced in the break. What are you talking about?
Yeah, my internet went down for a little bit. Literally good timing, I will say, because just after the break, a housemate was vacuuming and knocked some cables out of the router. That's why the break was a lot longer than it was meant to be as well. So,
yeah, I mean, you're in an esports house. How does someone make a rookie mistake like that?
Well, they did apologize. They knew what was happening.
That makes it worse.
Well. Anyway, it does happen, and, you know, I'll say that last series was a little bit like hitting the router with a vacuum cleaner and having the internet go down. I have much higher expectations with two teams coming through off wins, Uncheerful Ends as well, with experienced players like Morse and Cheery on the team. Should be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, that last series delivered everything, a back and forth game 5. With the comeback to boot. I'm hoping for something similar.
Look, back and forth, game 5, great. Back and forth, game 5, where the players aren't missing the ball every 5 seconds. Perfect.
No, it's just too much to ask for OCE. You should know this.
No. I have expected. I'm sick of this, Jack. I'm sick of, it's OCE. Every ball. No, you gotta hold them to a higher expectation. I am willing to believe in the players enough that they should be better and that I will hold them to a high standard.
Look, I just enjoy the Rocket League that comes. Either way, I think it was fun. This series is looking a bit more solid at the moment.
The first
Pretty
40
back
seconds,
and forth.
yeah.
No big mistakes yet.
Yeah, last series, the first 40 seconds didn't go so well. So, especially Akami, I'm looking at the most here, who had a rough start to the last series, started to get into the groove in that game 5, and maybe that factor as Nate's missed one was pretty open.
It was tough though. He had to get up very quickly to not crossbar it, but
Batmobile's fault.
Batmobile's fault. Actually true, to be honest.
I said again, he likes to rotate his car sideways to the shots, and I feel like that's a large part of why he doesn't have a lot of vertical accuracy.
You heard it here first, Nate. Gotta change how you're playing. Here's Morse. Tell you what, unshootable endings, they're not really shooting any shots on target at the moment. The pressure's decent, but no shots.
I'm okay with that. You don't need, in fact, realistically, pressure means not taking shots, but if you let the pressure go too quickly, then you're just going to get countered, and Nate makes up for his miss earlier. A good read off the corner, awkward positioning from the defense, despite all three of them being there in net.
That was too easy. I'm not sure how that was so easy from Nate. Certainly uncheerful endings can't be happy with that. Yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, 1-0. Maybe up to uncheerful ends to keep that going. That's crazy. Now touch forward, and it's in. Morse managed to get that over the top of the defense. Crazy. Once again making quite a simple mistake.
And Akami not going for it. I'm not sure why he didn't. He then also struggled to save it near post. So not the best defensive effort out of him.
I think it's understandable to expect that Crazy, especially considering how consistent he has been today. I mean, he hasn't been that player who's been looking at mistakes as a kickoff goal comes through. I don't blame Akami for expecting that he'd get that.
Oh, that was a bad double commit out of Nate and Akame though. I don't know what happened there. These kickoffs are just not working.
Okay, what's the next update they need to make to the kickoff?
Well, like you were saying, they're going for the bumps to recover from those disasters when it goes over them. I don't know how consistent that is. I just want to see a more boring kickoff, young.
Love some good boring play, good boring kickoffs, because realistically, games that are started by kickoffs end up being not as exciting to watch, of course. Pretty hypocritical of me, because when I coached Reciprocity, that's all we ever did. We played. What the hell is that?
That was an own goal, was it?
It was sick.
that was something else.
Nate says controller DC. Yes, it DC'd as he flips through the ball. No, admin. He didn't call pause. It's just. He was trying. All good now. No. Sure.
Our admin is so.
It's fair because, like, especially these teams that are probably not used to playing a lot in an admin pausable game, to know that you just call pause or call P or whatever. He was clearly joking because it was such a bad play.
The admin's still paused. They're trying to figure out how to save their dignity right now, falling for that one. That is that's hilarious.
I think what even adds to that too was Nate missing the goal just before that. And then managing to score a banger in his own way.
Yeah, that is not what Nate was after. And now 2 goals down. They've got a bit of a comeback to make now.
I'm just I'm just trash talking with the players at the moment instead of casting. So professional.
Why does Morse think you think he's sour?
The thing is, I actually don't think I ever confused him with sour, but I've often confused like Morse and Moss and I don't know, all those M players, because like for me, unless a player is like on a specific team for a long time and is like consistently doing well as a core member of a roster, then I kind of like end up
ego them.
Yeah, I ego them. I was going to say I confuse them. I kind of put them all in the same bucket. You know, the same thing used to happen with Fiber and Fever.
Wow. They've always been hard to pronounce, though, to be fair. Here's Nate making up for it. No controller DC there, but
do it at your own end, mate. Oh, wait.
Matthew, not the best defensive effort out of him.
A late read from Matthew, but back to one goal. A chance for That's Crazy to make what I thought was not going to be a surmountable comeback, given how the 2-goal lead went away from them. The pass in from Nate, I think Nate's been the biggest show of us, the biggest surprise packet for us today.
Yeah, Nate's been awesome. Certainly does not look like the sub. He's been popping off on both ends of the field, literally. He's got to do a little bit more, though. They're still a goal down.
40 seconds. Will they be able to score? Morse, quite experienced at this point in time.
Nice touch.
Oh my goodness, that's it! He's found the gap underneath!
That was sick. He's got so much power off this first touch and followed it so quickly. Matthew again struggling on that wall.
Oh, I don't blame him. Matthew's like, okay, he's so high up in the air. I can cover the shot that's on the net. And realistically, you think if it is bouncing, if it is managing to get underneath, it's going to bounce back up into you. It's surprising he's able to get it underneath and yet still get it under the crossbar.
Absolutely sick shot from Crazy. The carry performance continues.
Hey, whoa. It's the Nate carry performance and the Crazy best support performance so far.
I'll give it to Nate. Nate's been popping off. Akame as well has looked better.
He did MVP out the last 3 games of the series as well. Just to give him the stat bonus as well. But we're going to go to overtime in game 1. What a good comeback overall from That's Crazy. Looked down and out for a second there.
Awesome comeback. On Cheerful Ends aren't going to be too happy with it. It's looking already great off kickoff, although it's going the other way.
Nate
gets the save.
Had Matthew bearing down on him. Matthew was looking to maybe crunch that through, look for the 50 behind it. Very impressive. Cheery in an awkward spot. This could be a goal. Bumped out, but Morse just manages to squeak across.
Pressure continues, but Nate gets dunked by Matthew, who gets a floor pinch. His Crazy back barely gets the save.
Crazy huge pinch off the wall. Manages to keep it into that overtime. Akami now bearing down on Matthew. Gets the demo. Nate will be following up. Akami getting 2 more bumps. He's bumped all 3 members. Is it going to breed enough room? No, Crazy couldn't get around because it was so close to that backboard.
Cheery! Past everyone from his own corner.
How many times does this have to happen, Jay?
Oh, the cheat from the front post. You're right. Over the head again. That is real.
It's just that expectation almost that first man is going to 100% win. Second man rotating into the net just pushes forward, plays so aggressively, and that's what leads him to be in front of the ball. Can't get a touch, but you know what? As much as I could be disappointed that we have another one of those goals, it was a good play, and Cheery stepping up there for the team named after him. Be a bit of a theme for today.
MVPing the scoreline. It's disappointing for That's Crazy, though. It was an epic comeback, but can't take it out in the OT.
They deserve to lose for own goaling, though. Am I right? If you're doing such a horrific own goal, like, you should lose. I'm just...
Nah. Then the other team didn't deserve it, young. Free goal.
Well, I don't agree that the other team doesn't deserve it if you deserve to lose.
I guess that's fair.
Very negative outset from you. I'm meant to be the negative one here, Jake. You're meant to be all sunshine and rainbows.
We're both negative today.
Both old.
Comes with age.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting start to this one. Very important, I'd say, for That's Crazy to get off to a flyer, and especially not have to reverse sweep against what looks like a challenging team to defend against more than anything else. It's Morse. Let's have the support behind. The bumps coming out have been the exception here for That's Crazy.
Nate sets up Crazy. The shot is high. But they're going to set up some pressure. Matthew gets the bump. It's going to set up an opportunity for Cheery. The challenge is there.
Good touch up from Crazy. Doesn't have the support in the midfield, so has to follow up his own. But Nate is there chasing. Akami in the center slows it down, but doesn't get the touch that he wants. He wants to keep that close to himself, maybe look for the flick.
Crazy touches it down. Akame almost wins the race. Nate's going to get it. Pass was so on. Everyone was backwards, but he goes for the shot and completely misses.
I wonder if that was a kind of misunderstanding of what the opponents were doing. Certainly a pass opportunity gone begging, and felt halfway between a pass and a shot in that play, and maybe that's the inexperience of Nate, because he's been playing exceptionally as an individual so far. Crazy has Akami. Find the pass across to him. Morse gets the touch over Akami. Nate rotates in. Matthew always looking to get a past one, but what rotations coming out from That's Crazy. Morse has not got enough on that one. Akami says, thank you very much. First goal to That's Crazy.
And one of the first just basic pressure goals we've seen out of any team today. Just forcing that double commit, eventually opening up the net, and Akame just walks it in.
There was a nice little extra step to that pressure, and that was that they forced the third man to go. They recognized the double commit happened and that there was an opening there. And that's sometimes one of the harder things to do. Often you don't see teams, especially at this lower level, react to a double commit, react to a position of the opponent so much. They play too much in their own position.
Yuri, that's a shot on target, and it was incredibly slow, but somehow goes in.
Still maybe a surprising amount of power though from that wall rather than anything else. Easy to have boost.
Yeah.
If he had even just 10 boosts there, he's fine.
Yeah, not sure what happened with his boost, but good job capitalizing.
It's got to be like one of the worst spots to be on that back wall when you have zero boost. I mean, sometimes the worst spots just ever in the defense or on that backboard. But to have it on zero boost, it doesn't really give you that chance to accelerate along the ground and maybe make up for it by grabbing a pad.
We've seen several goals already this series where players on that back wall have gotten punished for it. So you're right, it can be awkward. There's almost a nice pass, but Crazy's there for the intercept.
Very committal being on the back wall, but it does make you safe, or safer from demo place. Big advantage. Allows you to dive at certain balls as well without boost if the ball is high up in the net and you don't have any, but got to be able to make the right choices on it. It's a little bit of a grindy game now in the midfield. It's just what you expect when it's tied up, and you see that That's Crazy don't really have a chance to afford to lose this game. So they are playing it very safe, though that's not the best clear. Crazy will make up for it with a good half volley clear down to the other end.
Smashing it. Akame follows, but Matthews there. Gets a beautiful touch to himself, but there's Crazy attacking this ball. Morse is the only one back. Gets the challenge, but Nate's there now. They're looking so close to scoring. That's Crazy, but every time, uncheerful enter there.
I love how every time you say their name, it sounds like you're saying that you're wildly impressed. And Cheery, been quite impressive so far this game. 50 seconds. Next goal may just win it. Counterattack comes out from Crazy. Rough touch from Matthew, but it manages to find its way over the top of Akami. Now Matthew with a follow-up. Fakes out one. Looks for the 50. Crunches it through. They've got the lead.
That was sick. Out of nowhere, it falls to him. Great first touch and the fake, just making Nate so awkward. Getting that 50 into the far post.
I will say, I haven't been too impressed with Matthew at the defensive end, but that shows that he knows how a defense should work. Fakes out the first one, just completely toyed cat and mouse game with the defense until it was inevitable that he would have the advantage in the 50. Yeah, getting a touch forward, almost a pass over to the opponents. They weren't expecting it.
The goal is Nate. This is the ball. They need a goal. There's only 20 seconds left.
Do so.
And Cheerful ends on looking calm.
Chance from Crazy. Looks forward. Morse dives across. Nate has an opportunity as Matthew was just demoed, but he doesn't get the power. He's looking for the pass across. Morse has taken out his own teammate. Crazy has one last opportunity. And Akami's gone flying past. It was wide open.
Oh, what was that? Again, they rushed themselves. How do you miss that?
Akami, that's like the third time I've seen him flying past the ball that's just floating right in front of the opposing net. The defender was getting bumped out, so there was every opportunity to seek that in. How does he go underneath? How does he manage to get so far underneath the ball that he hit it backwards? Like if he missed the ball completely, that's understandable. He's somehow so far in front. I don't understand how he didn't get scored.
Oh, it was such a beautiful setup as well. Crazy out of nowhere, getting that perfect touch into the ceiling. But it's all for nothing.
Just as a note as well, we do have an update on that first round match. Serrani did manage to take down Reborn Titans in Game 5. So they're moving on. They currently just started their series against Chiaroscurists. And you know what, Jake? I think we might see a little bit of an upset there, given how the first round went.
Chiaroscurists did get that forfeit win, so they may be coming in a little bit cold,
true.
but you're right. Serrani don't seem to be at their best today.
Speaking of that, we're heading towards Game 3 for That's Crazy. And I think at this point in time, it is safe to say that Akami's having a bad day.
A rough one for Akami. We have high hopes for him, with good reason.
Yeah, why did we speak so highly of him at the beginning of the day?
Oh, it was just
that's
me, don't
why.
worry. That was a nice goal. Akami sets it up with that slower touch, like you've been talking about, but it's Nate who just comes flying in confidently for the finish.
Extremely, extremely odd though. Cheery and I think it was Morse, both hanging out, looking to cover the net. And for the flip reset play, you kind of want to have somebody he's covering early. Quick counter-attack. Morse off the kickoff. Well, it's 15 seconds, already 2 goals.
That is a bang out of Morse. And look at Uncheerful Ends. They're doing the kickoff I talked about, and you can still get goals. Nothing too boring about it.
Oh, Jake, you're so smart.
Thank you. Players should listen. We want less kickoff goals.
When are you getting back into coaching, Jake?
Need to get OC back on the map, huh?
I don't know if you'd be able to do that, but maybe coach That's Crazy on how to do the kickoffs. And speaking of, another kickoff goal. That's 3 right now.
It's a nice shot from Akame. Smashes it into that bottom corner. Uncheerful Ends.
Are you just saying that because your expectations have been incredibly lowered after last game?
We gotta be positive, you know? Take it one step at a time. One step at a time, though.
I did say you're meant to be the positive one, so keep up with that one. Crazy. Still got to be positive with him. He's been very consistent throughout today. Maybe the player most likely, most looking to watch. There we go with Nate. Yes, it does squeeze through. That's Crazy. Fighting back in the series.
Nate is still looking so good, getting so many goals by himself. I mean, that was sick. Certainly a massive overcommit for Uncheerful Ends.
Any goal that I've seen has been a 50 into that kind of follow-up play, and you don't get demolished down. Almost another kickoff goal, maybe Some room for Uncheerful Ends to improve there. What a shot from Cheery.
That is sick. Beautifully done. Just patiently saves his flip, times it at the right moment. No one's saving that.
That's the best thing I've seen all day. Oh yeah, I love that. Just there's been better goals, but there's something satisfying about that infield pass. Perfect shot, top right corner. Oh yeah.
Whoa, and then Morse almost gets the tight double. Unable to get it done. There's still a goal down. They're looking good. Cheery with the flip reset, but gets no height on it.
Just kind of used the flip to end up going past the ball in the end, but it still created so much pressure. Nate avoids the bump, and Cheery wasn't ready to follow up, and maybe a goal opportunity gone big, but they'll still go for round number 2. Matthew over the top. Crazy this time, has to commit because there was a bump on his teammate. Moving forward, Cheery looking for the pass in the center, too far forward.
Pressure's looking good, although miss in the midfield. Sakame get the ball forward. Now Nate gets it to the other side. That's a big missed opportunity there.
And still, very quickly on the counter-attack, Uncheerful Ends looking to tie up the game and maybe try and seal the series 3-0. Crazy still have a lot of work to do in the defense. Gets that across, but Crazy has no boost to follow up with. Matthew has the 100. Coming off the wall, gets the extra touch past one. This is awkward as Akami can't get the power. Cheery has the flip. This is great defense coming out from Nate in particular. Very patient on that backboard, very trusting of Crazy, and that was necessary in order to make the most of their boost.
And holding on to this lead. Still plenty of time left in this game. That's Crazy. Do need to reverse sweep. It's going to be tough, but Nate has stepped up in a big way.
Awkward defense there as well. Just a few times for Uncheerful Ends where they've had 2 people covering the same option. Nate is again stepping up hugely as the substitute, able to keep the defense alive and top scoring for his team. Crazy with a good first touch. Morse just come through to shut down the play. Matthew attempts to do the same, but Akami has managed to beat out 2 of them. Go back to the center.
Quite a few misses out of Uncheerful Ends. Feel like they're rushing their shots. They're certainly setting up some awesome pressure. And now here's that's Crazy's chance. Might be a bit of an overcommit here, but looks like Uncheerful Ends is low on boost.
Still plenty of time, maybe chances at counter-attacks realistically, as Uncheerful Ends have spent so much time in that Crazy's half. They're kind of happy to play the defense. Is caught out over the top of Akami. He manages to get a good touch along the ground. It's the power to keep it away from the Uncheerful Ends 3-man attack.
Small forward. Nate is controlling. He's been very calm in defense. Going for these extra touch, but he gets dunked. Goes all the way to Akami.
Fast aerials going to be key for Uncheerful Ends to maybe take players out from That's Crazy. Clear not very good. Shot on from Cheery. Is there a follow-up? It has to be good. Akami doesn't get the power. That could have been what seals the deal. It'll instead be this Crazy getting through off a bump.
Look at Nate not giving up here. He gets it once. Chases that demo. Morse has no chance. Crazy's there for the finish. They get their 2-goal lead. And with low time remaining, they may have just done enough.
Still just got to talk about Nate. What a performance he's had today as the sub. He got them into the tournament as well as he was playing instead of DX7 throughout the open qualifiers. Now he's putting them in a position where they get a chance at least that reverse sweep.
But again, Uncheerful Ends their finish. Finishing has not been there. Right, Nate has been the star of That's Crazy for the moment. 25 seconds left. They're stalling time right now. Looks like it's working out for them.
Oh my god, Nate, you bloody beauty! Gets the 50 infield pass, and Akami will finish it off. Doesn't go flying past that one, Jay.
No, he got his act together.
I definitely feel like there was a moment there, you see it just as he's arriving to the ball, that he just slows down. Just really ensures that's going to be on target.
You have to. He's in his confidence rebuilding phase. Here's a double touch opportunity. Saved out by Matthew. I think Uncheerful Ends are going to be not too cheerful about this one. Feels like they've had so much pressure.
It's not the first time you've made that joke.
It's an easy one. But, to be fair, look, they had so much offensive pressure, but they missed so many of their shots. They can't be happy.
A crucial one as well, but that's crazy, you know, especially since Akami would say has been struggling every now and again to get a big victory, and one where at the end you saw them willing to take a few more kind of crazy chances and go a little bit more aggressive without overdoing it. I think that's the kind of confidence booster you, as you said, that maybe Akami needs.
Well, going into the next match, they got to be feeling good. 5 goals is a lot. So Uncheerful Ends, they've got to figure out what's been going wrong. How do they convert their advantages, and how do they stop these counterattacks, and how do they stop Nate?
That's crazy, who made the end of series comeback last series. Really fought tooth and nail. They have to do that once again, but Uncheerful Ends, they've got a little bit of wiggle room to figure things out. They lose this game though. What's the kind of mentality that you have after kind of being on that precipice of a reverse sweep? It's often very difficult to shut down once they get the 2.
It's brutal, and these reverse sweeps, they come so quickly in these best of 5s. They're going to be feeling the pressure here, but that can sometimes be their detriment.
An early start will be crucial for a team like Uncheerful Ends. The last game get away from them too early as well. Matthew, it's beaten by Nate. Cheery looks to slow it down, almost fakes it. He's going for the dribble. Well, the defender's a little off guard, but they manage to react in time. Morse doesn't get the pass across.
Another missed shot though. I'm still worried about their finishing. Able to get it on target. This last game, they're struggling right now.
A few moments of crossed wires with Cheery and Morse there trying to look for a bump when there's not really an angle to take a shot on net, so the bumps on net doesn't really help out that attacking player. The pass option would have been better, but they have been able to build some pressure here. Huge save comes out from Nate, who has been making miracles at both ends at this point, and Akami will get a clear, but it should be a passing opportunity. Pre-jump out from Morse, hits the roof, perfect down to Cheery. What can he make of it? He doesn't get it past Nate, the brick wall!
How do you? He pre-jumps to get it past his team. Making up for him in his absence there. They keep the ball out. What has happened? That's crazy. Their defense is insane right now.
All right, who's playing on Nate's account? Who is this person? Is this Drippe coming back from the grave? Because Nate has been absolutely phenomenal. A chance to bump, but Crazy gets over the top of it. Everything that Uncheerful Ends do is not panning out.
No, but the pressure is still there. It's reminiscent of last game, but they're still unable to score.
If Nate had more boost, then that would have been a goal. And how many times has Nate just kind of like thrown his Batmobile towards the ball and made sure to get... It was a terrific own goal that you just saw coming from a mile away. As soon as he jumped and he's in front of the ball, the only possible option that was go in, and Crazy, who has been performing throughout today, has one of the biggest blunders he could have made.
Nate's not going to save that one. That is brutal. After some insane defense, they can't stop their own teammates.
Oh, Jesus. Well...
You're done.
I don't know what to say about that one, so we'll just continue on. With Uncheerful Ends, a 1-goal lead, exactly the position that I thought they needed to be in. Let's not let themselves get too far behind early on and get into those desperation stages. So Matthew, desperate dive for that one, doesn't quite get the touch, maybe get into centre. Cheery takes it high.
Again, they can't seem to hit the ball on target, and there's Morse flying past the ball. Uncheerful Ends struggling with their accuracy right now, relying on the other team.
Been a little bit of bang ball back and forth. Everybody giving up possession very, very quickly. A rough touch against the backboard. That's almost giving another opportunity. Crazy, who scored that last own goal. Now Cheery trying to get behind. Mortal instead be the player to make the play. Akami, I will say I was very critical of him slowing down the play at the offensive end, but I don't quite mind him doing the same thing at the defensive end. It's not about outplaying people so much there, rather just keeping control, and he's looked much better trying to slow it down out of the defense.
That's crazy. They've had just an awesome defensive showing, but with their back against the wall here, they need this goal. They only have a minute left. The pressure continues. Unshifted still can't get a goal, but again, the pressure, it's all on. That's crazy.
Well, it was odd there that they stretched so hard to get a goal. They made a risky touch against the backboard that's giving the ball away to your opponents, and a very low chance to get around that ball and put it on. And with the 1-goal lead, you don't need to take risks like that.
No, we've seen that a few times out of teams playing risky with the lead. They're going to get some opportunities now, but it's a soft shot straight into the opponent.
Cheery for the bump. Crazy now at the clear. Gonna have to be a good touch from Morse, and he does beautifully. Gets that first one. Maybe doesn't have as much boost as I originally thought. Pass
nice
into
pass.
center over to Akami. Cheery has to make a crazy save, and it'll be Matthew into center once again, giving up possession. Just need better touches here if they want to hold on. It looks very close. 1 second. Crazy has to find the angle, but it hits the ground, and Uncheerful Ends moves on through.
He almost had it. Uncheerful Ends off the back of the own goal. Get through. They played well. They had some awesome pressure. I'm still a bit worried about being able to convert that pressure, but as the day goes on, they might warm into it.
Well, That's Crazy are a team that will make a lot of mistakes throughout both the games, of course, both series that we saw today. So, Uncheerful End's playstyle, very controlled, is very smart, very likely to win against That's Crazy. And I'll even say that if That's Crazy end up being against Tiki Taka, I feel like they're even more controlling and more solid overall. So maybe that's where they would have ended in the same way. But Uncheerful Ends move through. They have one more series to try and win and get at least into the prize money, because top two today do get that money. Jake, this is the end of us today. What's last thoughts?
No, I'm excited to see if Uncheerful Ends can take down Tiki Taka. Feels like they're beatable, and I'm also looking forward to the other side of the bracket for gaming gamers to hopefully continue their good run.
I want to see if Serrati make that step up, but we'll be going to a short break. I don't know who's taking over. Probably somebody silly and dumb. Probably somebody very American. We'll be back right after this break.